Just about every other week, a family loses a loved one to a hit-and-run accident in Nashville.
And we've uncovered more than half of those crimes never get solved.
WSMV4 investigator Stacey Cameron uncovered the hurdles for police and what they say could help.
This is the way Brittany Hines wants to remember her brother.
They were literally the light in his life.
Together with his two daughters, happy. But she says it's hard to remember anything but how he died.
It's absolutely devastating. He was less than 2 blocks from home.
Last December, Dustin Brumley was jogging at night along Nolensville Pike when he was hit by a car that witnesses say sped off, leaving Brumley to die on the side of the road.
Dude, like he was a piece of trash, like a old rapper or something laying on the ground, just kept going.
Video cameras and debris at the scene all help police identify a suspect car and driver. But 11 months later, no one's in custody.
They've never even brought him in for questioning.
Why have you not been able to question that suspect if you know who he is?
We have not been able to locate the suspect.
Lieutenant James Williams oversees crash investigations for MNPD. He says hit and runs, especially when they're deadly, are hard to solve for several reasons. One, investigators rarely get a license plate number. And even if they have the make, model, and color of the car, finding it in a city the size of Nashville isn't easy.
It's not a needle in a haystack, but it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
And most of the time, evidence in these cases is circumstantial, making it difficult to prove who was driving, even when there are witnesses and video. Williams says Brumley's case is a perfect example. Investigators are still missing the one thing needed to arrest someone.
You can't necessarily look at a piece of video and see him in the car.
Correct.
Hines says she understands what MNPD is up against, but just watching the news.
A man walking across Lafayette Street was hit by a speeding car.
Police are looking for a driver who hit and killed a motorcyclist.
A 10-year-old girl has died following a hit and run in Perrican Mills.
She sometimes can't believe how often these accidents happen in Nashville.
It's just devastating all the way around.
MNPD records show there have been 109 fatal hit and runs between January 2019 and August 2024. But MNPD only made 54 arrests. And while that may seem low,
it usually takes a long time to put something like this together.
Professor Riley Young, a former accident investigator and police academy instructor, says MNPD's arrest rate is remarkable. Of the 54 arrests MNPD's made since 2019, 37 drivers were charged with felonies like vehicular homicide by intoxication, something Riley says can be next to impossible in a lot of cases because investigators must catch that driver before they sober up.
That's a serious 3,000-piece puzzle that you're trying to put together in a short amount of time.
Do you all need more resources to solve these crimes?
Well, I certainly would say that we'd always need more resources.
One of those resources he says that would help, license plate cameras, a tool that's recently been hotly debated in the city.
Having those license plate readers that can narrow that suspect field for us can take our suspect pool from almost unlimited to very small very quickly.
But that won't help investigators catch the driver who killed Brumley. And with nearly a year gone, Hines fears it's likely police never will.
I'm at peace with it. I have to be, because I cannot afford to live my life angry at the person who did it or at the police department. I can't, because it'll tear me up inside.
Now, Lieutenant Williams wouldn't go into detail, but he tells me that his investigators and MNPD's homicide unit have developed some new leads in recent weeks in Brumley's case that could end up with a warrant and an arrest. Hines says she's not going to get her hopes up, however, until police have a suspect in custody. For WSMV4, I'm investigative reporter Stacey Cameron.